at
Smash,
each other.
building, boom, boom, bow, bow.
It's like, okay, great, I'm in.
And yet my 2 IQ brain is like, yo, that kind of sounds cool, man. I'll check it out. I'll check it out.
bro.
Hey, listeners and watchers at home. It's yours truly, the Niisan podcast.
Heyo.
We're back. That's right. You know who that voice is. We're back on episode now 14, and I am so excited because, you know, we are continuing to grow the channel and everything is going and trending upwards. So thank you so much, every subscriber, by the way, and everybody that interacts, engages with us in any way, shape, or form. Thank you for watching all of our content, and we actually have some really cool ideas coming out in the near future. So keep an eye on our YouTube page. This will be something for a little bit more of the YouTubers out there that are watching YouTube content. Other than that, though, I mean, if you don't know who this is, this nasally voice that sounds like it's never hit puberty, it's me, Crim, also known as the Asian Avenger. And of course, that deep, burly voice is none other than Xell.
Deep and burly?
I mean, compared to me, it is.
I think most people would say I don't know. I've heard people say my voice is on like the nasal side, so I don't know.
I don't. Well, I think mine's more nasally, I guess. So that we're gonna have a nasal off here.
Nasal
we're gonna see
off.
who's more nasally.
Well, considering my allergies in the summer season, like I don't know if you can take this.
Oh, that's true. Mine too. Anyways, but yeah, like, so it is I, Crim, also known as the Asian Avenger, at the Asian Avenger on all social media, and twitch.tv/Asian Avenger. Of course, there's Xell,
Yep.
twitch.tv/Xell, and of course, Xell tweets, all those social media ways to reach out to him. How are you doing today, Xell?
Doing good. It is hot out, and I am exhausted from all the crazy shenanigans we got up to this weekend. It was a good time.
Oh, we did get up to some shenanigans.
And I'm
that
so
sounds weird.
Okay, well, now you made it weird. There was like we had something, and then you just had to make it weird, man.
Why you always gotta make it weird, dude?
But no, it was a lot of fun. We got some funny stories to tell you guys in the near future, so I hope you guys stay tuned for that. But yes, episode 14, we're on a new season of anime. But before that, we have some pretty exciting news in the anime universe.
We do. We do.
You want to start this one off, Crim?
I do. Oh boy, do I. Because how many times have we referenced Star Wars and all these other things in previous episodes, and just in everyday, you know, we always joke about it, but like, you know, if Star Wars ever got an anime. And, you know, I feel like maybe our microphones are tapped or something like that, and Big Brother is listening. And lo and behold, we've got Star Wars Visions that was just announced over Anime Expo Lite this past weekend. And it looks like we don't know exactly if every episode is going to be in like on one main story. It looks like it might not be, because we've got it looks like it's gonna be like 9-10 episodes, right, of a Star Wars anime done by a bunch of big anime studios. And I think already they've kind of revealed the titles of each episode and the studios working on them. So Xell, why don't you tell us a little more about this?
Yeah, just looking down the list, they, like you said, they got some names that I think any anime fan will have heard of. But yeah, I think also, it's supposed to be an anthology, so I think there's supposed to be like some separate stuff here, so it's not going to be like a single narrative. But the first episode, called The Duel, is going to be done by Kamikaze Doga, and these guys are best known for one of my favorite openings of all time, by the way, from JoJo's, like the first JoJo's ever. And if you guys haven't seen that intro, it is legitimately one of the coolest things ever. These guys are a master of blending CG in a way that, like, they're very stylistic. And so I'm curious, just because I haven't seen them do anything more longer form than the openings that they've done. So I'm curious on what that's going to look like. The second episode is Lap and Ocho. And this is done by Geno Studio, and
Geno Studio. I don't know.
These guys look a little newer because you know, they're most famous for having done the Golden Kamuy season. I haven't watched that show. This one I'm probably a little less excited about, Geno Studio, mainly because like they've had some sort of weird stuff in the past, but most of the things I think do look pretty cool. So I'm still excited about that generally. The next one,
they have the director, right? The animation director from Idaten, right?
No, that's a different one. That's coming. That's coming. Crim, you're getting ahead of yourself.
No.
Yeah, Science
Hold on,
Saru.
for Lop and Ocho?
Yeah. Science Saru is the one that has the director from Keep Your Hands Up the Eizouken, because that's your boy Masaki Yuasa.
Right. Okay, but this is the animation director, right? Is what I mean.
Oh, I guess the animation director is, but not the director.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
He's going to be directing the episode. The animation director of Eizouken will be directing the episode.
Gotcha. Okay, cool.
So that's for the Geno Studio one.
And then Tatooine Rhapsody is going to be done by Studio Colorido, and they're probably most known for the movies that they've done, because recently they had both A Whisker Away, if you watch that movie. That one's a cutie.
That's a cute one, yeah.
Burn the Witch, which was also pretty cool, which I believe you can watch for free on Crunchyroll. But yeah, so Colorido's on this project as well, followed up by The Village Bride from Kinema Citrus. And Kinema Citrus is probably most well known for Shield Hero and Made in Abyss. So pretty cool there. And then these next I skipped one entirely. There's 2 episodes that are going to be done by Studio Trigger, the twins, The Elder. That's going to be hype, because I love Studio Trigger's work, and their animation's always gorgeous. And so I'm definitely looking forward to that. But okay, these next 2 also are one that I'm very excited about, because Science Saru, which is Masaki Yuasa's company, is doing Akakiri and TOB1. So I just read that out loud and I was like, oh, is that TOB1? Huh. Okay. Anyways, and then followed up by The Ninth Jedi from Production IG, and I think a lot of people know who they are. They've done Haikyuu. They're ginormous, and their animation is great. So yeah, this lineup is nuts. It's actually kind of crazy that they put this together, and I've fallen out of love with Star Wars in recent years, but I'm gonna be watching this for sure.
The Mandalorian revived my love for Star Wars. I'll be honest with you, because after Episode 7, things got real sad. But yeah, like the lists here, to touch over these real lightly, these titles have got me really hyped on it. Tatooine Rhapsody, I don't know what's going on, but that's got to be cool, right? And yeah, like see Studio Trigger on here, Production IG. If we got a Star Wars musical, you know what I mean? And it's like, I'm not gonna hate that in an anime form. Like I'm not gonna hate that. So I'm excited to see what all this becomes. And yeah, just seeing more Star Wars is never a bad thing when it's done correct. Mm-hmm. So that I don't mind, and I'm really hyped for this. And we've got a lot of news. So I mean, like these last couple of weeks, we've got that, and then on top of that, Sk8 The Infinity got another announcement at the from Aniplex. During the Masquerade of Love event on Sunday, this past Sunday, they announced that we're getting a new Sk8 The Infinity project. I don't know what that means, what it's going to be about. All we know is that we're getting a new one. So get ready to do more 50-50 nose grinds, aka smacking our opponents up the nose with a skateboard.
But he's converted now, right? He's a good guy, so he'll only do that to the bad guys now, I guess.
To the bad guys? Does that make it any more of a skateboarding move?
Yes. Other pieces of news that I think people are... It's not about excitement really, but it's interesting. So Studio Mappa, they've been working on tons of anime in recent years, and I think a lot of people were saying that, like, how are you going to handle doing all these projects, and how are the animators going to feel? And so apparently Mappa recently created a new branch at their studio, and the emphasis here is to have a better work environment. And I think that's got some people scratching their heads a little bit, because, I mean, you look at the pictures and it's like, oh, yeah, this looks nice. Yeah. But at the same time, it's like, if they're still going to be working 18 hours a day, I don't know. I don't know if having a fancy new desk helps that much, but it is interesting. And I do like that there's more emphasis on just maybe giving the animators a freaking break, man.
I don't know what this means, right? Like, what does a better work environment mean? So this is just one of those things where we've got to we've got to see more, right?
Yeah.
Like we got to see more, and it's as simple as that. Because I mean, by now everybody knows how hostile workplace environments are, at least to like when it comes to grueling hours and stuff like that, and lots of cramming, lots of crunch time stuff. So
Yeah.
we're just gonna have to see. But I'm happy that Mappa is acknowledging that there is a pretty bad buzz around like working for animation studios,
Yeah.
right? And whether this is literally just giving them a Herman Myers chair or something like that, or actually a better life improvement, we'll see.
Yeah.
So, let's go right into now the new episode. I was gonna say spring break 2021, but we're now into the summer season of anime. And so we've got a lot here. So we're gonna kind of power through some of these, and mostly the ones that we're gonna be excited for. So why don't we start off with, I think, we were kind of used to like the last 2 seasons being very stacked, right? With lots and lots of animes, not really that many hidden, sleeper animes, because almost every anime was like a banger. Outside of like Vivi and Odd Taxi and stuff like that, there was mostly just haymakers, and then we were just kind of like the bar for the last 2 seasons is absurdly high. But as we move into this season, I don't know about you. How are you feeling about the season? I mean, I'm looking at summer 2021, and really, there's 2 titles that I'm really excited for, right? That I know of, and then there's a few that I'm gonna watch and hope that they pay off. But relatively, kind of a small, slower season compared to the last, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel the same way as I did looking at spring 2021, which was like, here are a bunch of shows that all look reasonable. I have no idea if they're actually going to be good. Luckily, spring 2021 ended up being good, and like a lot of the ones that I had question marks about ended up being great. Summer 2021, yeah, I don't know, man. Like I just a cursory look down the page. It's like nothing really stands out at me as like, oh yeah, this one is gonna have potential to be an anime of the year type of thing. But that said, I'm ready to be surprised. I hope I am. Let's put it that way.
Same. I want this to be another like heavy season of awesome stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, let's actually start with something that we weren't too high on last season, right? Like we had the Slime Diaries, right? We weren't too high on that, and maybe it got a little bit better towards the end. I've been told it was, and I think you've heard that too. But at the same time, that didn't really give me the world that I love from Slime, right?
Yeah.
And so we're going to actually get part 2 of second season now. And it's starting up, and I'm really excited considering where it last left off. So I want to see where this goes now, because I just kind of want to wash the taste of Slime Diaries out of my mouth and move on to like the main storyline now.
Yeah, I mean, again, if people thought that the Slime Diaries was great, whatever, but like this is what I've really been waiting for, right? Like this is the main course that I've been waiting, a full season, and it looks great. I mean, I watched the previews for it, and right at the end of the first season, they reintroduce our good dragon friend Tempest. Well, I forgot his first name, Tempest, but anyways.
Don't remember it.
But he's back, and now he's in humanoid form, and he looks Chad as heck. He just looks like he's about to, bro out with some dudes and kick some ass, and I'm ready, because they've set up, I think, for a lot of people who have been watching Slime until now, I think we can all agree that there hasn't been that many big stakes at hand, right? Because it's just, Rumor is just so OP. She just sort of comes in and saves the day over and over again. But for the first time, it feels like things are kind of out of their hands, and I'm really excited to see how all this plays out. And I hope that the animation too. The one thing I will say about Slime Diaries is that I thought the animation looked great. I hope they can bring that for this part 2. I don't know if that's
I
don't know if that's
the animation
gonna be the case,
has been solid all the way around, right? Like it's been good. I don't think there's been a part of Slime Diaries that I haven't liked animation-wise. So it's just going to be more of what I hope what is more we've been enjoying. More of what we've been enjoying. So, as you had mentioned, this season has had way more stakes. In that, so if you're vegetarian,
Jesus. What was that?
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I gotta make these jokes to myself. And look, they need to be said, right? They don't need to be funny.
Did they need to be said?
Dude, I guess maybe you're right. But the thing is, I'm excited because it really has felt like the ante has been up on this whole season. Like it's like, you know, Rimuru's felt more vulnerable, and you know, the whole team having to suffer with a loss somewhat was pretty cool. So let's see what season 2 brings. But on top of that, we've got another returning show that I'm super duper duper hyped on, and that's Kobayashi Dragon Maid. Right? Like, come on.
You say your piece. I've got. So, I have you watched all the previews for some of this stuff, or?
Yeah. Oh wait, the previews
Yeah.
or the last season? I mean, I watched season 1.
The previews, like the trailers and such.
No, I have not.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, continue.
Should I?
Yeah,
Okay. All right.
Just do your thing. Do your thing. Just, you know. See.
Okay. Well, so I'm gonna. Yeah. You know, I don't know what the preview or the trailers are doing, but if it's anything like last season, I'll have a good time. You know, a lot more cute stuff, fun stuff happening. And if that's the case, then I'm here for it.
Same.
It's the slice of life. Like, you know, it's what I love.
Yeah.
And I want to see more Fafnir do stuff, you know, like I just like Fafnir a lot. Mm-hmm. He's such a chiller.
Yeah, I love him, and he's like everything I would be if I was a immortal dragon who enjoyed video games and MMOs. Like, that's wow, he is living the life I dream of.
Right, like he is the hero, and I love, you know, every character really shines, right? They've done a very good job of making every character lovable in this show. I think the only one that felt like a little ridiculous is, you know, let's go with the extra fan servicey one, but like even then that has humorous parts, right? Like the booby one. Let's be okay. I'll just be honest with you. I'll say it. I'll break
booby
the
dragon.
Look, let's address the elder dragon in the room here. The big booby elder dragon. Okay, that one. Some of that is like a little bit what's going on here, but like whatever. It's funny. It's got its points. So I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm 100% with you in that. Like, I loved the first season. First season is a 10 out of 10. Very cute. I love all the characters and their interactions, and it's very wholesome, and I love it. So season 2 is the first time though. So, Crim, did you know that Kobayashi's original source material is a manga, and it's actually ecchi? Did you know that?
No.
You wouldn't have known that, right? Because season 1, they skirt around it, and they're like very wholesome and stuff. Now, season 2, they're about to introduce a character who I'm not sure you could make wholesome. And so suddenly I got concerned because now, okay, Crim, look at the main character. Look at that poster, okay? You see that poster?
Okay.
The main character, right?
Yeah, or Toru? Or not Toru, but the main character, yes.
So Toru's like fighting someone, right?
Yeah.
Do you see what's under her? That giant space underneath her?
Oh God, I thought that was like a bag or like maybe some armor or something. Is that boob?
No, that is plot. That is all.
Oh
plot.
my God! If you click on the poster though, and you go look at the other artwork, I think the third one down, you actually see more of this character.
Yeah.
And when I see more of this character, you really do see more of this character.
Yeah.
She's literally in underwear and just okay, all right, okay, okay.
Yep. So I have some reservations about this show. I'm still gonna watch it, but I'm just kind of like, okay, Kyoto Animation, do your magic, please. Somehow make this character into someone that I like and something that I don't think is going to be really gratuitous. Because, like you said, I thought the character that I didn't like the most out of the first season was, big booby mommy dragon, right? And now they've added a second version of that character with ridiculously oversized knockers, but then also gave her bikini bottoms.
Bigger. Yeah, it's even bigger than the other one.
Yeah. So it's ridiculous. I hope somehow this season ends up being just as feel good as the first one. But
when I looked at this poster, I thought it was
like a cape or something, right?
Yeah, like
I thought she was doing like this with her cape or something. Like I thought that was an elbow.
What is that?
No, it is just
man.
plot.
For those that are listening to this at home, this image is the main key art for season 2. So there's no way you can Google it and not see what we're seeing now. Wow, it is there. Let's go with that. It's there. There's a lot of plot this upcoming season. So be ready for a very plot heavy season 2, I guess.
Yeah.
But regardless of how much space is being taken up on the poster here by boob physics, I am still kind of excited for this. And I mean, if I can watch shows like Demon Lord, I can get around that, right? I can get around that. That is fine, I guess. But like that, it looks fun, and it looks like it might give us more of what we want. Although the poster makes it look like it might even be some battle anime status. So we'll see what happens along the way.
Kyoto Animation doesn't do battle very much, but when they do, it's art.
Okay, well, we're gonna find out about that. Yeah. What else are you excited for this upcoming season?
Couple of shows that piqued my interest. There's one show in the English version. It's called "The Detective Is Already Dead." Tantei wa mo shinderu. And
okay.
This one's kind of interesting to me, just because one, I just think that the title is cool, and I ended up watching the first half of it before falling asleep last night, and it was kind of cool. It's very imagine if Death Note L was a girl, and actually this Death Note parallel isn't really working for me, but essentially she's like a super smart detective girl, and she goes around solving mysteries, I guess, and it's got some charm to it. The animation looks pretty, but I'm more interested in just like the mystery aspect of it, so I'll watch first episode, but that was one that like piqued my interest, so that's one that I was personally interested in. And then the other sort of show that is coming back that I wanted to mention too was the Villainess one. Otome Game, no blah, 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 blah. The incredibly long title that only Panic at the Disco could replicate.
Right, Panic at the Disco Fall Out Boy song title. It's like something about Villainess. I know that.
And it's the second season of it, and I actually really adored the first season. This was a show that I did not expect anything from at all, but first season was good, dumb, fun, and I hope that season 2 will bring more of that energy. So those are two right out the bat that I was like, okay, yeah. I think these could be potentially worth watching, and I'm somewhat excited for.
This is one of the shows where I watched the first 2 episodes, and then for some odd reason, season 1, I just never continued watching. Mm-hmm. I don't know why that is. Maybe I got to go back and get, I just couldn't keep my attention. I don't know.
Honestly, it's not one that you need to catch up on if you don't want to. It was just like, again, it was just good, dumb fun. It wasn't like the best show.
So this would you say is like the filler of the season?
Yeah, like I foresee myself potentially dropping this if there are other really good ones that are like keeping my attention more. So,
okay, and yeah, I did watch The Detective Is Already Dead. Mm-hmm. That one was sweet. I get why you try to go for the L, but that was a bit of a reach. But
that's why I stopped.
yeah, I'm glad you cut yourself off. But so far, The Detective Is Already Dead is one that, one episode in, I'm watching. This will be one of the ones I will check in with every week as the episodes are coming out, because it does seem interesting. It's got it seems like it could be leading up to something darker and way cooler, and you know what I mean? Like this could be great. I don't know anything about if there's source material, a light novel, a manga, or whatever, but this looks like it could be great just for, kind of detective stuff. So if you're into like some kind of detective anime, not Detective Conan, but like this definitely has stuff here for me, and one of the ones I will be watching this season.
Now, Crim, I have a question for you, because the next one over, is this one that you're interested in? Would that be one that my boy with the questionable taste would be interested in?
Which one would you be talking about? You wouldn't be talking about one that is heavily like NTR, would you?
Whoa. Is it NTR if it's not?
I guess it's not. It really is not, but it's called Konoha, right? And the English title is Girlfriend.
Yeah. 彼女も彼女. Girlfriend.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead and read the synopsis real quick. After harboring an unrequited love for years, Noya Mukai, I guess I'm gonna butcher the name, finally gets to date his childhood friend Sagisaki. However, just as he tries to commit himself to this relationship, he receives an abrupt confession from Nagisa Minase. At first, Naoya tries to reject her, but is soon overcome by feelings of not wanting to hurt Nagisa. Trying to avoid betraying his girlfriend's trust in him, Naoya thinks up a solution to make both girls happy. Two timing. Naturally, Saki rebuffs this idea, but through Naoya's and Nagisa's persistence, she reluctantly submits. With this, a three-way affair begins between Naoya, his girlfriend, and his other girlfriend as they develop a relationship that deviates from the social norm.
What a 200 IQ Chad play from that guy, huh?
What a Chad play. But you know what? Maybe this is a look into like polyamory. Right?
I don't think so, because I think the thing with polyamory is like everyone's supposed to be on board.
right. But the thing here is, eventually, that she is on board, mostly because like, once again, Nagisa is like kind of like being nudged, right? Or Saki is getting nudged in the direction of trying it out. Right. And am I going to watch this? This is definitely not on my list. Will I watch?
Oh, really, Crim?
Yeah. Okay. You'll understand why. Okay. I've got other things to watch this season. Okay. I already watched, what is it? What's the one, the girlfriend one?
Rent a Girlfriend?
No, not Rent a Girlfriend. The other girlfriend one. Domesticated Girlfriend or something like that.
Oh,
I'm like,
yes. Oh. Okay.
And I'm like, this anime. Oh boy. Okay. So lots of that. And this is low on my list of things to watch this season. The next thing I'm excited for before you brought that nonsense up is actually one that has to do with vampires.
Yes.
It's called the Case Study of Vanitas, which is nothing to do with like what the last one is. This is all about a vampire known as Vanitas, hated by his own kind. So I don't know anything about this, and just reading the synopsis of this had me interested, right? It's essentially a vampire that isn't loved by his own kind, right? Like, so he's rejected by his own vampire like kin, and this has, I believe it's set in like the 19th, 18th century or something like that. So this is one of those ones where I think this could be really good. This just seems promising overall. But I'll go over the full synopsis as opposed to like skimming through it. But hated by his own kind for being born under a blue full moon, as most arise on the night of a crimson one, afraid and alone, he created the Book of Vanitas, a cursed grimoire that would one day take his vengeance on all vampires. This is how his story goes, at least. Vanitas, no card follows Noe, a young man traveling aboard on an airship in the 19th century, Paris with one goal in mind: to find the Book of Vanitas. A sudden vampire attack leads him to meet the enigmatic Vanitas, a doctor who specializes in vampires, and, much to Noe's surprise, a completely ordinary human. The mysterious doctor has inherited both the name and infamous text from Vanitas of legend, using the grimoire to heal his patients. But behind his kind demeanor lies something a bit more sinister. So yeah, like once again, this has a very promising synopsis, or at least opening synopsis. I love vampires. I love vampires. I don't like period. That is the sole reason I read vampires, and I already said I'm gonna watch it. That's
yeah.
Right? I mean, like, I don't know about you, but anything that has to do with vampire and supernatural stuff, I'm on board. Like, show me more, tell me more. Please don't suck, though. Like, I hope this doesn't suck.
It's animated by Bones.
It's a vampire.
My God. How many dad jokes is that? You're cut off. You're cut off. Any more dad jokes and you'll suddenly have a child. No,
I don't actually have kids, surprisingly.
So I actually ended up watching the first episode of this because I was interested, because anything that Bones does will always be gorgeous. So I was like, well, at the very least, I like the vampire setting. I like, Bones. So I'll take a watch. And largely, it's just this synopsis. It's like they met on an airship. So it's one, very beautifully animated. It's got some very dramatic hair shots that I think people will admire. I didn't expect it to have as much sort of comedy written into it because I thought it was going to be sort of grimdark serious, but it's actually pretty lighthearted, which I thought was interesting. However,
Yes.
it's lighthearted, but the dark stuff is pretty dark, and they introduce a couple of really interesting. I don't know if I want to spoil it for you, Crim, so maybe I won't.
No, don't spoil it for me. Don't spoil it for the listeners. They'll watch it. Just the synopsis.
Yeah,
you got
so
that.
in any case, it's vampires set in sort of like Final Fantasy land where there's like steampunk airships exist, because I don't think airships
Which,
exist.
by the way, I believe one of the producers on this is Square Enix.
Yes, yep.
Just saying.
So they're in Final Fantasy land, but there's vampires this time, and gorgeous animated. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be a lot of Fujoshi very interested in this anime. Let's put it that way. So.
Okay, I mean that always happens with vampire stuff.
Yeah, so I
feel like that's almost stapled into like vampires.
Yeah, that's true. There's been a lot of vampire BL stuff in the past, so there's no
Yeah. Like, let's be honest here. There's a lot of
good material here for it. Let me just put it that way.
Okay. All right. So that's one of them. And like, as I said, I guess hopefully it sucks, but only in the right ways because it's a vampire thing. But otherwise, it does look promising. And if you've said, as you mentioned, it's from Bones, so Bones is going to be a solid studio. Mm-hmm. Now, the next thing I'm excited for is Remake Our Life.
Ah, yeah.
So this one, I think, is going to be a fun one. It's about a game developer with his company going bankrupt, him losing his job. He returns to his hometown. Looking at the success of creators of his age, he finds himself regretting his life decisions as he lay distressed in his bed.
Wow, I've never been there before.
Yeah, so weird, huh? This guy, am I right? As Kuyo wakes up, he discovers that he has traveled 10 years back to the time before he entered college. Will he be able to finally make things right? Stories about a failed person who was given a second opportunity to follow his dreams. Now, if we all can't relate with the idea of just wanting a redo or a restart on a certain part of our lives, I'm pretty sure we can all agree with that. And this show kind of is going to give us a little bit of that. And I watched the first episode of this one. This was sweet. It was a solid opener. Definitely has a lot of promise. I don't know where it goes, obviously, but as like where it is right now, the characters are interesting, and I'm very curious. I don't want to spoil anything, so I can't go too in detail.
Yeah.
But pretty straightforward there. We all want a second chance in our lives to do something, maybe chase down a dream or something. And this, I hope this is a feel-good story and it doesn't end with like, and then he died alone and actually his new path was worse.
It's Tokyo Revengers, but cuter is the vibe I'm getting from the show. Because like, like the idea that you go back in your past and you fix things, like we've seen different versions of it, but this one looks light and fluffy. So hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully, but it's always the feel-good ones that start off feel-goody, and then all of a sudden crushes your soul and then shadow realms your existence. So we're gonna just hope that this plays out well, because this is one of the ones that I was looking forward to, and it looked great from the first episode. Mm-hmm. Now, there is another one. I don't know if you're a fan of this, but did you ever watch any of the like Irregular at Magic High and all that stuff?
Yeah, Mahoka. Yes.
I thought that show sucked.
I loved the first season in like a very like guilty pleasure. I just love OP main characters type of way.
Dude, it's so boring, dude. How did you watch that?
Dude,
that
the
was
main
so
character's so sick. He can read spells backwards to cancel them, and I don't know, man. I thought the first season was pretty cool. This is not it though. This is what Crim is referring to right now is they're doing a spin-off essentially where it's in the perspective of probably my least favorite character in this whole series, and that's the sister of the really main OP character, and she's got a brother complex, and do I need to say more than that? Like
you could figure out.
Yeah, like I just
where
like
this is gonna go.
Why? Just why? I tried to watch the sequel seasons of Mahoka 2, and they just get worse, and so this was like a series that I thought like look, I get it. It's not meant to be cinematically great or supposed to have high standards on at all. But the first season was at least fun and worth watching at IMO. But everything else has been terrible. And then now they've tripled down on it and made a spinoff from the perspective of, God, seriously, the worst character. Really? You're going to go with the person who's like very romantically interested in their brother? Really? That's the person.
I mean, to me, they're all the worst character. And you know what? At this point, why not? They already, like you said, they double down on it, and they are at this point like just like, yeah, we are doing this. Check it out.
I guess this is like the biggest dick decision that they could make, you know, like.
Yeah, this is some big wiener demeanor double down, you know, like, okay.
All the execs are like, the suckers, they'll bite. Let's see if they'll bite on this one. You know, that's how it feels.
But yeah, I am not excited for this, and I am nowhere. I'm not even gonna watch it. This isn't even a filler. I would just go rewatch like Asobi Asabase or something, because like I love that show. I could be rewatching things I enjoy instead of whatever the hell this show wants to be. So I'm just gonna go right over that, and we're gonna talk about Jahy-Sama. I believe the English translation is the Great Jay will not be defeated. This one, okay, reading the synopsis, once respected as the demon realm's second greatest authority and the demon king's aide, Jay ruled her subjects with fear. But when a magical girl attacks and destroys a mystic gem containing massive power, the demon realm is destroyed. Although she survives, Jay has lost almost all of her powers and finds herself stranded in the human world with a childlike appearance in order to gather more mystic gems so that she can permanently restore both her original form and the demon realm. Jay will have to adjust to her new life with everyday problems. Yada, 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 from working to pay for living expenses and arguing with her landlord whenever her rent is late. The Great Jay will not be discouraged. Now, this looks, without any prior knowledge to it, this looks like a show I would watch as a filler, just because it has something to do with the demon realm, and it looks kind of funny, and it looks like it could be cute.
Yeah, no, this one's on my maybe pile as well, because like you, I was just basically the synopsis is essentially kind of like Devil's a part-timer. It's got kind of like a similar vibe to that. And so I was like, yeah, this is a great, like, if I just need a pick-me-up after crying to your eternity, maybe this is the thing I turn to, you know?
or crying from watching, Irregular at high school, whatever's continuation. How bad it is.
Yeah, exactly. That too. That one's going to put me to tears tonight. Why did this ever get made? It's right there up next to Cancer. It's just like,
oh my God. It's so bad, dude. It's so bad. Okay. Oh, but yeah, like, whereas Jay is not, right? Jahy-Sama looks like, much like you had mentioned, the Devil's a part-timer. All the characters are drawn super like cute. This feels like it's going to be just a cutesy show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Main character's gonna be very angry, and everyone around him is gonna be bubbly and lightheaded and fun. And that's all I want. Like, that's what I want. I please don't make it anything weird. Just let it be funny. Let me just enjoy this. And I hope it's nothing weird. Once again, these shows tend to start like how like every vampire show goes, like really cool, and then we start getting into some weird areas, and and then I'm like, okay, well, maybe not this one.
Yeah.
But this show looks like it could be fun.
This is animated.
And I'm gonna.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
This is animated by Silverlink, I believe. So I'm excited. This is going to be my mid-tier pick of the season that I'll probably watch just whenever I'm done with everything else that's been mentioned, like Slime, Dragon Maid, and Detective. So let's hope it's good. And yeah, any other thoughts on that?
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, because it's Silverlink, and I feel like at this point they sort of have a reputation for these sort of like comedy / like lighthearted goodness. Because they also did the one they did the other Shield hero, the Shield Girl MMO, and I love that one. So I hope they can somehow replicate how good that one was. And so yeah, that's all I wanted to add to that.
All right, well then let's see how that goes. Now the one after this, right?
This one is one I'm very excited about.
This is one of the three that I am like super hyped to watch. Sonny Boy.
Yeah.
For those This is done, I believe, by which studio here? Madhouse? Yeah, this is Madhouse. And then, so the synopsis is empty classrooms, boring days. It's supposed to be a normal summer vacation just like any other. Suddenly, the school begins to drift through another dimension, and 36 boys and girls are left there, awakening to their supernatural ability amidst the whirlpool of questions that come to mind one after another. Survival in a supernatural world begins. This synopsis sounds dope. Right? Like, this sounds so cool. And that it's done by Madhouse, I'm very excited to see what becomes of this. It gives me, like, it seems to be more sci-fi anime stuff, so I'm already checked in for this. Get me in. I don't know if the first episode is up yet. I didn't see it when I last was browsing through, but I can tell you that this sounds amazing. Everything about it, like, sounds promising. Although I do worry, I get a little skeptical when it comes to sci-fi anime because, well, I think this is just true of every anime ending, as we've learned on this podcast, is that it usually goes really, 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 really sour at the end. And I'm hoping the mystery to this thing isn't like some kind of lost ending where they were dead the whole time. No, like it better not be that. That's if they pull that crap on me, I'm throwing my remote through through my TV or whatever device I'm watching it on.
Yeah, no, Sonny Boy, so watching sort of the animation style of the show, and the fact that it's actually directed by this director that has done this other show I'm going to mention, Boogie Pop, I feel like I'm very interested. This one could be a big hit or miss. This one's also a full original from Madhouse, and
right.
And I had watched Boogie Pop a few years back, and I was impressed because the show is incredibly good at sort of leaving you kind of wondering what the heck is going on, but at the same time, you're just sort of so intrigued that you just kind of had to keep watching. Boogie Pop didn't end up being my favorite thing ever, but I thought it had a lot of potential. And so if Sonny Boy is like that guy's vision, but done to like a higher level, like I could see this being really, really cool. And that said, I have no idea if it's an original, so we're all in it together, man. We'll have to cross our fingers, and hope that it just ends up being good. So, but
I gotta be, I gotta be optimistic about it, right? Because I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, the animation kind of medium to me, right? It's kind of medium to me. It doesn't look that great. Like it's like weird. It looks fine. It's just kind of weird to me.
Yeah, it's got a very distinct style.
Yeah, the story could make up for it though, and that I'm here for. Like, Madhouse has done really good animation and then like weird animation. You know what I mean? Like, they did Parasite, so like, you know, like it looks like, I know they can pump out some good stuff. So the way Sonny Boy is drawn though looks like it's kind of weird, and that's why. Did you ever hear of an electronic artist called Dye? They did DYE. By the way.
Oh yes, that one swimming pool from hell.
Yes,
video,
yeah. With the crazy monsters and all that stuff. Like, this looks like it's drawn in that same vein, and I'm excited to see what becomes of that. But yeah. Other than that, I'm just optimistic on it, and I'm hoping it does well.
Same here.
Okay.
The other original that I think some people have their eyes on, because both of these originals are done by pretty big studios. So it's Shiroi Suna no Aquatope. I'm just going to call it Aquatope, but it's another PA Works original. And God, these guys put out so many originals that always look so pretty, and I have no idea if they'll actually end up being any good, because in the last few years, I feel like PA Works has repeatedly kind of done this sort of same style of anime where things are very... a very teenage ennui, I guess, would be like the term I would use. And like Hanasaku Iroha was like that. Iroduku was like that.
I really hope this isn't like Charlotte.
Yeah, or Fairy Gone. But the thing is that PA Works always they always start with like a cool idea and they always have some beautiful animation, but it always feels like they never quite nailed down the writing. And so I think
Good Lord.
yeah, I mean it's again, it's like, you know those memes that are like, how do I budget this? It's like, here's my animation budget. It's like, here's $10,000 for the animator, $20,000 for the director, and we have $5 for the writer. Why can't we write a good anime? It's like, so we'll see.
It's true though. Why? Like they have so many. Like okay, so I liked Angel Beats, right? Like Angel Beats was fun.
Yeah, I like that one.
But I mean, well, fun, sad, whatever. But the thing here is, Charlotte was really bad, and that's the last thing I can think of from them. Like, I have never been so upset watching an anime. Like Charlotte, like I've never let that go. I'm like the salty ex that just cannot let it go, right? And I'm just like, what is going on here? Why was Charlotte so bad? I still want answers. Why is Charlotte so bad? But hopefully, Aquatope, this is, despite how much, you know, Charlotte hurt me and the studio with Charlotte, I think otherwise this looks really good. It looks promising. The trailer seems to like give me what I want here. It's very beautifully animated. And I'm excited to see what becomes of it. This is 2 of 3, actually. This is 2 of the 3. And so far it just looks like a lot of fun. And I think this is going to be a sad one. I don't know why. I'm getting a strange feeling that, I mean, it's pretty obvious just when you read the synopsis. For those that are listening right now, it's about Kokuro Masakino, an 18-year-old high school girl working in an aquarium, meets Fuka Miyazawa, a former idol who lost her place in Tokyo and escaped. Fuka will spend her days in the aquarium with her own thoughts in mind. However, the crisis of closing is approaching for the aquarium. As the girls explore their dreams and reality, loneliness, and friends, bonds and conflicts.
Teenage ennui. That's her whole thing.
And this, so you already know this is going to end sad. Like wherever this goes, it's going to be a sad, like sadness.net, right? But right now, I can't wait. I just can't wait to see what becomes of it. Like this seems great. I'm
medium because I feel like I've just been baited by PA Works doing this same thing over and over and over again, but we'll see, man. We'll see. This one's just like we'll see. I've got a good feeling that I'm gonna drop this one, but maybe it ends up being good enough for me to keep watching it. So,
well, you seem to have skipped over one of the other ones I'm most excited for. There are 3 from this season, and you were quick to jump over this one.
Yeah, go for it.
The Duke of Death and his Maid. All right. This is the sleeper hit. It's going to be the comedy of the season, and you don't know it yet, okay? Cursed by a witch as a child, a young duke gained the unwanted power to kill every living thing he touches. Forced to move away from his family and into a large mansion deep in the woods, the duke is treated as if he does not exist and is continuously shunned by his peers. However, he is not entirely alone. Rob and Alice, his butler and maid, are always by his side. Alice loves to tease him, and as their relationship grows, the Duke makes it a goal to break free from his deadly curse. Of course, he's going to need some help, and who better to do this than the various inhabitants of the supernatural? Come on, this doesn't sound good to you?
I was somewhat excited about. I thought like the premise was interesting, and then I watched the trailer, Crim.
What's wrong with the trailer? I watched the trailer.
I'm usually not a hater of CG, but I thought these characters looked very, very strange and stiff to me. And
did you not like High Score Girl?
I never watched High Score Girl.
Oh, well, okay, so I did, and I thought High Score Girl was great. So this just kind of gives me more of that.
Okay, Crim, you watch this one. You let me know, okay? Just like how you'll let me know if all those anime games will be good. You let me know on this one if this one ends up being a good one. I saw this one and I was like, oh, maybe it's got something to it. But then I saw that animation. I was like, I don't think I can do this. So, and I've watched X-Arm. So,
Dude, so you're telling me this looks worse than X-Arm?
I don't actually know. I don't think it's worse than X-Arm. I don't think anything could be worse.
Okay, all right. Because I'm like, hold on, come on now, don't be ridiculous.
In exaggerations and whatever, but this is one that like I couldn't get over the character designs and the animation. So I don't know. Maybe I'm judging a book by its cover. It's totally possible.
What if you end up loving this? What if the next time that after we've watched a few episodes, you're gonna hear like Xell is already wanting to cosplay as the entire crew?
Oh my god! If I end up liking this anime so much that it becomes like my top 10, then I will give you my magic collection. Actually, that's a lot of money. I will give you a card.
How about this? If you just like it, I can have a card.
No. Okay. No.
Wow. So there's a part of you that knows that you might like this.
No. But also,
then we'll just make the deal right here, right now.
I still don't want to make that deal.
Let's make the deal right now. We've already got the bet running that whether or not the live action.
If I like this, a fetch land.
Okay, fine. My fetch land of my choice. And then on top of that, we've got the Cowboy Bebop running. Remember that, every listener at home, we still have the Cowboy Bebop bet running on whether or not the live action on Netflix will be good. So you two, we're gonna bring it back up again, and when it happens and when it goes down, I don't care where I am and where you are, we are going to have a response to this. But yes,
we never put stakes on that one, huh?
We sure did. It was a boba drink.
Oh,
so the stakes were much
boba
drink, not a single boba. So
okay, so this one's also a boba. Easy. That's 2 bobas for me.
No. How about 3 boba drinks?
Okay, 3 bobas.
And a fetch land.
And a fetch land.
But okay.
Oh god, okay.
So this is one of the ones, once again, to tie it all together. This is done by JC Staff, and it looks funny. They did Toradora, they've done like Shokugeki, Danmachi, so One Punch. They've worked on a good amount of stuff that I've liked. Person School, and stuff like that. So like,
which one did you say? I love how quick that was.
What? No, I didn't say anything. I was coughing, dude. Don't be weird. You're making it weird.
Sorry, that was my bad. I just
I'm just coughing. The allergy.
That manga is actually hilarious, though. But anyways,
yeah. I mean, which one? I don't know what you're talking about. So
I also coughed. That whole sentence was a cough. It was very awkward. But
Prison School, man, I am really under the weather.
Yeah. Okay. Dryness, summer dryness.
Yeah. Whew. But they've done a lot, right? They've done so many that I've enjoyed. They've done the Konosuba movie. Their animation's gonna I trust them. This is a sweet studio. They've done a lot I like.
That's a bold move. But trusting JC Staff, I feel like, is generally pretty bold. But
is it like, I mean, okay, there aren't that many stinkers that I've watched. Right?
I feel like JC Staff is known.
JC Staff did do High Score Girl. That's why. That's why.
There you go.
Literally, they did do High Score Girl, and that's why I loved it.
I feel like JC Staff is just known for having done like a billion different shows. That's like what they're best known for, with like very varying degrees of like, I guess, fidelity to their animation. Anyways, who cares? JC Staff, sometimes they do good work, sometimes they don't.
They mostly do good work. I would say everything I've watched from them has been pretty solid. Okay. So, but yeah, I'm excited for this. Are there any others from the season? Because like, as we had mentioned now, this season gets a little lighter. There is kind of one from Mappa that I'd like want to see, but it's going to be nothing more than like kind of a dumb battle royale.
Oh, if you're talking about Heion Sedai no Idaten-tachi, I think this show might have some of the coolest animation I've ever. I think in this season, it looks to be for me like the one that I'd watch purely for its animation style. Its animation is crazy cool. It's got it just uses really wonky color palettes, and the character like models and the designs of them look very, I don't know how to put them, some like simultaneously like old school, but also I guess old school. And yeah, I don't know.
But there's good like this also is gonna probably have a lot of fan service.
This show does look fan servicey, and I don't know, but I think the action sequences are gonna be worth it. And not saying that fan service is bad, but it doesn't look like fan service is like the primary thing for this show. And I just want to see it because it looks so cool.
Yeah, like that's just the disclaimer for the listeners at home. This looks like it's gonna have fan service, so if that's not your jam, that's totally fine. But yeah, like to give you all a synopsis, this is as all these synopses that I've been reading, synopses have been by My Anime List. So it has been 800 years since the battle gods Idaten, who boast overwhelming speed and strength, contained the demons who led the world to ruin after a fierce battle. That battle is now just an old tale and a distant myth, while the peaceful generation of the gods who have never fought since they were born are out of peace. Someone has revived the demons from a long sleep. Bring armed forces, wisdom, politics, conspiracy, whatever you can use. No rule and no limit three-way battle royale is about to begin. So I'm here for this. Like, it looks like it's going to be fun.
The synopsis literally tells me nothing. It's just like, it's just like words. They fight, boom, boom. They go boom, boom at
smash,
each other.
Building, boom, boom, bow, bow.
It's like, okay, great, I'm in.
And yet my 2 IQ brain is like, yo, that kind of sounds cool, man. I'll check it out. I'll check it,
bro. Yeah, like, I've got a feeling this one's kind of on the same vein of like, God of High School, where I'm not expecting this to have some sort of heartfelt plot or anything, but the action sequences do look really awesome, and so
literally God of High School made no sense. So I actually don't understand how it got from one point to the next point. But and then all of a sudden things are coming out of the sky. But all right, anyways,
they summon God and Jesus, and someone randomly gets married in the middle.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah, right. Are you writing this down, everyone at home? Because obviously this just leads to the next point naturally. So I have a feeling, or I'm hoping, that this makes somewhat more sense than that. Like, please, you don't even. It's not like I need you to give me a deep backstory. Just be like, hey, this person fell, and this other person laughed at them, and so now the gods are smiting the person that laughed at them. Problem solved, right? Like just whatever. Just make it. I'm okay with just my animation show of this season, right? My animation, my whatever, my fan service / animation show of last season was Demon Lord or whatever. So like, you got to have one. I think that's this one for me. Yeah.
I mean, certainly one of the characters looks like they were built for fan service, so
I don't know what you're talking about. I actually cannot look at anything but the little blonde character on the bottom right of the poster.
Yeah. He kind of looks like the same character from Ishizoku Reviewers, so.
Oh God. I've never seen that show, so
that's not what that reaction was. That felt like a very knowing reaction.
Okay, whether that there's a character in there with my name, Crim, like I'm like, come on, man, this sucks. Don't do this.
Are you not an angel who's hung as hell?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. But outside of that, was there anything else for this season? Because this is where I'm starting to, like, everything else is like an isekai, which, by the way, for those that are listening at home right now or watching, at home, if there are some that you think that we are over like looking or just kind of skipping and not giving a fair shot, please point it out. And I know for a fact it's not the Irregular spinoff. So no, don't even try recommending that. That's not going to happen. You are not convincing there's no timeline where I'm watching that. So I will say though, like, otherwise the rest of the stuff is just a bunch of isekais, like more isekais, because why not? And
I'm gonna put a couple on here. I'm gonna add a couple of anime that I thought looked kind of at least worth mentioning. Higurashi getting a sequel to their second season. Scarlet Nexus is a video game that I guess got an anime, and people have said that the game is pretty fun, but has kind of like weird cutscenes because I don't know how to put this, but if you look at the Scarlet Nexus gameplay cutscenes, the way the characters talk at each other looks very wonky. I don't think they'll keep that for the anime, but I did want to mention that because I think that game is fairly popular. Love Live is getting a new season, and Love Live is omega popular. At least my Discord loves Love Live. They're trying to convince me every day to watch Love Live, and I also know that Prosy D also loves Love Live, so he might be excited about that one as well. The only other one that I want to mention that I thought could be fun to watch is Nighthead 2041.
That was the other. Yeah, I wanted to wait to see if like anything about that. You're right. I forgot about that.
Gotcha. Yeah. So like this one, besides its horribly generic name, because it sounds like every sci-fi futuristic thing ever. 2041. I'll just read the synopsis, I guess. The story follows the Kirihara brothers, who from a young age were incarcerated in a secure scientific facility due to their supernatural powers. Having escaped after the barrier that was preventing them malfunctions. That was a weird sentence. The story also follows the Kuroki brothers who are trying to chase the Kirihara brothers. Okay, that synopsis was terrible, and whoever wrote that should feel bad. But essentially, I mean, let me try reading that sentence again. The story follows the Kirihara brothers, who from a young age were incarcerated in a secure scientific facility due to their supernatural powers, having escaped after the barrier that was preventing them malfunctions.
I think that was preventing their malfunctions?
Malfunction.
Sure.
Yeah,
okay.
I don't know. And then it says the story also follows the Kuroki brothers. I don't know. I literally don't know. I think the interesting thing about it, I don't know, man. That synopsis was literally garbage. They couldn't hire anybody to write that one.
What about the animation here? This is 3D animation. Are you sure you like? You know what I mean? Like, 'cause I don't know if you're gonna like it. I mean,
this
do you like
is
this animation?
CG. This is CG, but it looks pretty decent as far as CG anime goes. I was really surprised because normally, CG has got that guttural reaction from a lot of people that makes them go like, like, oh god, here we go again. And looking at some of the other things that they've done, like I'm looking through their list right now, and they haven't done anything quite like this before. So it makes me wonder, like, how they're gonna pull this off. But essentially, it just looks like Cyberpunk. What year is Cyber 2077 or whatever?
2077, 2069, 420. I don't know.
It's like that, but with like Fire Emblem characters. It looks pretty gritty. High tech stuff. Everyone's got like super cool gadget, but everyone looks like a Fire Emblem character, and I literally have no idea what this is going to be about. But the action sequences look great, and I'm pretty surprised. And so maybe the story ends up being good. And I'm a sucker for sci-fi dystopian stuff, anyways. So I don't know. This one looks. I have hope for this anime.
This was one of the ones I saw at the beginning of the season. I was like, oh, what is this all about? And then I think I tried to read the synopsis, and then I there's a reason why I fell off. Like it was erased from my mind because the synopsis, as you read it back to me, still doesn't make sense. But I remember watching the trailer and seeing it as CG, and I'm okay with slice of life stuff being CG. It starts getting a little weirder for me when we start branching into like action scenes, because then it kind of looked like I didn't like Ruby's animation, right? Mm-hmm. I didn't like Ajin, right? I didn't like a good amount of and that's not even like action. That's like more horror. But for some odd reason, slice of life is fine. It's just I get a little weird about CG when it comes to like action stuff. So we'll see. I mean, other than that, I mean, this season is going to be a lot slower, so a lot less coming for me, and maybe we missed some. Maybe this will be a good catch-up season. To watch some other stuff for us. So, is there anything else we're missing from the season? I think we've gone over all the ones that we...
Yeah, I think we did a pretty good job of covering some of like the bigger names and some of the ones that might be sleepers. Out of these ones, like which one are like you for sure watching? And this includes also the continuing stuff, because like My Hero's continuing, To Your Eternity, Tokyo Revengers. So, yeah. What's your list look like right now?
from here, just specifically this, not the stuff that's continued from last season, I'm for sure going to be watching Slime.
Yep.
I'm going to be watching Detective is Already Dead. And then I'm going to definitely be watching Dragon Maid and Remake Your Life, Sonny Boy, Aquatope, and, Duke of Death and his maid once again.
I'm shaking my head.
Like those and like the vampire one. Those are for sure going to be the ones I will definitely be watching, and along with Jay. So, and to go over again, I think Jay is going to be my mid tier of the season. And maybe the vampire one falls to the mid tier, along with the Heion, the Itaden deities know only peace. Mm-hmm. That one are going to be my mid tier once I've kind of cleared everything else. So there's still shows to watch this season, but I'm hoping there's just more sleepers. I'm like some of these that we're just kind of talking over right now. Maybe our reactions to them will change as the season progresses. Like, oh my God, Sonny Boy is the best thing I've ever seen in my life, or Aquatope, or randomly Koro Maid. It could happen. Koro Maid is the god tier, but I think for me the comedy of the sleeper for me this season is going to be Koro Maid, the Duke of Death and his maid. It's probably going to be pretty funny and enjoyable, especially if they also did, High Score Girl, JC Staff, that is, and stuff like that. So I'm gonna have faith that that's gonna be my sleeper pick. I don't know. It might suck, and then I'm gonna be like, yo, this is really bad. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I guess my list looks obviously very similar to yours because it's slim pickings out here. So Slime, I'm going to be watching a little bit of Villainess, I think. Vanitas, Sonny Boy. And then my sort of maybes are the Idaten one, Jahy-Sama. And then the ones that are like really, really maybes, like I don't know if I'll be able to, follow through with all of these, is Dragon Maid, Remake Our Life, Aquatope, and then Nighthead 2041. So
those are the ones that you're not sure you're gonna keep up with.
Yeah, because like
what? Eat Aquatope?
Yeah, because I've been hurt too many times by PA Works to just be like, yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
Understandable. Hey, I get that. I understand.
Just remember Charlotte. Just remember Charlotte.
I try not to. I avidly go out of my way to try not to remember Charlotte.
So like, I don't know. I'm too freshly scarred from all the other stuff that they've done similar to Aquatope that makes me feel like I can't get as excited. Dragon Maid really, the trailer and that new character really just put me off the show a lot. But really? That said, I'm going to give it a try, and maybe they figure it out. And then Remake Our Life and Nighthead 2041 are also like, maybe. But if the season's a stinker, I've got a bunch of stuff I want to catch up on, so it's not too bad.
I guess so. Yeah. Yeah, there's definitely stuff we can catch up on this past season, but I Dragon Maid, it doesn't look that excited to you. I mean, okay, yeah, I get it.
That character, man, I.
What if she becomes your favorite character, dude?
More boba. We're putting more boba on the line.
What's the name of this character is Olulu, I believe. So you know what? We're gonna see. We're gonna see. Maybe I buy you an Olulu shirt or a Daki
or a cosplay.
Or a cosplay for the next anime expo or something like that. We can just run around as male variants of Olulu.
I'm down. Oh my god! Actually, I can't wear that bikini. The bikini bottom.
Dude, I can't wear any of that either, dude. I'm like nowhere. Dude, I've got like esports bod. Okay, I don't have that. So yeah, okay. So without going too long now, we're just gonna go ahead and say our goodbyes here, because we have now talked about what we're gonna watch this season. So once again, whichever ones we missed, please let us know from the current season. Obviously, there's the continuation ones like Tokyo Revengers. Those are gonna be ones that I'm gonna be watching and talking about all the time on Twitter, my Discord, wherever. So tune in there, and I'm sure Xell will be doing the same.
Yep.
And yeah, so let us know which ones. What are your picks? What are you excited to see? Is the season
actually a stinker, or did we miss something? I'm curious. So,
I'm hoping we're wrong. So, Yeah. Other than that, thanks so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the, like everybody that watches the YouTube content, the YouTube version of this podcast. Thanks for subscribing. As I said earlier, the likes, the comments, they go a long way. All the engagement, and of course, thank you to all the listeners who check us out on whatever platform, Spotify, Podbean, whichever way you're listening to us. Thank you for doing that. Other than that, I mean, thank you to our editor Don, who's always helping us look a lot better and a lot more professional than we are. So thank you, Don. And I guess, on our closing bits, you can find me at, just the Asian Avengers, I'd mentioned before, on every social media platform. That's going to be my handle at twitch.tv, the Asian Avenger. You can find Xell over there at just twitch.tv/Xell. And of course, Xell tweets. And Zellgrams, I think, is your Instagram. I remember these things.
Damn.
Okay. Damn, dude. But yeah, anything you want to say before we head out?
No. Thank you guys so much for supporting us and for watching our content. And yeah, we'll see you guys next week.
Summer, baby. Let's hope it doesn't suck.
Otherwise, Sad Boy Summer really did start.
Sad Boy Summer is alive and well then. Yeah. All right.
Okay,
peace everybody.
Out,
Thank you for listening and watching.
Oh, man.